So hello! Did you see something like this before? Like some spline scenes with falling objects. To do that, you need physics. So in this video I will explain how physics works and what you can do with it. The mechanic of the physics in spline consists of two parts: gravity and collision. The first one adds something like a weight to an object so then this object can fall down or flying up, and with collision objects can collide with each other. So let's start from the beginning. Here I have a simple 3D cube. I want this cube, like in real life, just fall down. But when I press play, nothing happened. So first of all, we need to activate physics. To do that, in the project panel in simulation section, we can see physics toggle. Let's turn it on. We also can see that the gravity already set to -10. This is default value which imitate gravity like on our Earth, more or less. Okay, we turned on physics. We have gravity. Let's play. Nothing happened. Why? Because we need for our cube select correct body position. Select object, and in the object panel, in the bottom, we have a new section, physics. So here you can set how this object should work with turned on physics. Should it stay in space, so the gravity doesn't work with this object, or should it be influenced by gravity? Then select dynamic body type. Let's play. And now our object finally starts falling. When we set the dynamic body type, then we get access to options which can help us set the behavior of our object simulation. But it will be hard to understand because our cube's just falling down and we don't see our object anymore. So let's see how our object is falling down and stay at some floor. So let's add a floor. And we can go with the plane object. Let's put it on the floor grid, make it bigger, and let's move our cube higher. And let's play. Our cube already interacts with the floor and stays here. First, it happened because our plane object also interacts with physics. You can turn off physics for the specific object so other can continue to work with the simulation, but this object wouldn't part of it. And the cube is falling and the plane isn't, because the plane has positioned body type. So let's go back to our cube's physics properties. When I play the scene, we see the cube falling and bouncing a little off the floor. The way the cube bounces tells us what the cube's weight is, and even what kind of material. As we understand, in real life, objects with different masses and made of different materials will fall and hit the floor in different ways. So something heavy like metal will just fall and almost not bounce off, and something light and rubbery can bounce far away and several times. So this behavior we can set here, using options like weight, gravity scale, friction, damping, and bounce. For clarity, I will copy our cube so that one of them will be with these default settings all the time, and let's play with another one. In theory, at least in the official spline documentation, it says that the weight is controlling the falling speed, which means that heavier objects will fall faster. But as you can see, both cubes fall down with the same speed, even if I play 10 for the second cube. What can really change the speed is the gravity scale. So if the gravity for all objects equal -10, right now, you can say I want this cube scale, this gravity 1.5 times. So now you can see that for the left cube gravity is still -10, but for the right is -15. The friction speaks for itself. An object with low resistance will slide on the surface as on ice. So in theory, you can make a mini game in the form of an air hockey game. The cube on the left has a friction equal to 0.5 by default, and for the cube on the right, I will make it 0. And for better visibility, I will tilt the floor a little bit. Now you can see how the right cube with 0 friction is sliding now. Let's back our friction to 0.5. Damping is something opposite to weight. Ultimately, this will cause our object to fall more slowly. Then we have bounce, and you can see what is happening with our right cube after I increase the bounce value. The last two sections will help you eliminate the possibility of moving or rotating an object along one axis or another. Okay, we figured out how to turn on physics and make objects fall. What next? How to interact with it? The first thing that comes to mind is how to take objects, for example, to throw them. To be able to grab objects, you need to add drag and drop event. Select object you want to be draggable and then apply a new event, drag and drop. and you already can play your scene and see. Now you can catch your object. And you don't need to add drag and drop event to every object you want to be draggable. In the drag and drop event you have just added, you can add all objects you want to be draggable. Press plus in the object to drag section and add other objects. Also, you can see what other options you can have for the drag and drop event, but I think you can figure out it later by yourself. Now let's see another one interaction. For example, how about this? These spheres interact with my cursor by hovering, and for some reason they always try to move back to the center. Well, the secrets behind this scene are next. First of all, we look at our scene from the top. By default, scene looks like this. Our spheres fall down, but when we look from the top, it looks like they fall in the center. But where is the floor? And why the shape of the fallen spheres looks like that? So our floor is just hidden, and the secret is, the floor is just a giant sphere without any materials, and all our blue balls is inside this sphere. But why are the spheres reacting to my cursor as if they are colliding with it? Well, technically it is. They collide with another sphere that also has no materials, so we just don't see it. And this sphere itself has set follow event. So with hidden cursor and big sphere, this scene looks like this. And from the top view, it looks like this. Objects can be set in motion through collisions with other objects. You can animate one object so that it hits others. It means you can literally do something like pinball, where you will have a ball and a flipper hidden it. Just add to your flipper object two states and animate them with event like key down. So when I press spacebar, it ups and hit a ball. So with physics you can create nice and interactive web experience, and if you are interested in it, you definitely should spend your time to watch these official Spline tutorials, and later play with these Spline scenes. It helps you feel and understand the mechanics better. This is it. I hope it was helpful, and I also hope that after the whole course and these bonus videos you know what you like in Spline more, and in which direction you want to grow. See you!